Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse and I am back for a video that I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for. A game a lot of us have been waiting for. I know I have been. This is a PC and Xbox Series X/S Game Spotlight video because we are finally taking a look at Forza Motorsport. This is not the Forza Horizon open world game. This is a closed track, like, hardcore simulation racing game. You know, Sony's got their Gran Turismo, and Forza is what we got on the Xbox consoles and PC. I am playing the PC version through the Xbox app on my PC. It will be available through Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, you will be able to play that when it comes out. Or if you, I preloaded the game, and then I bought just the upgrade to the premium edition, and so I'm able to play this a little bit early ahead of your average launch next week, or this coming week. And this game is blind accessible. Let me repeat that. Forza Motorsport is blind accessible. And that's huge because, you know, we've had a lot of great accessible games this year. Indie games. Mortal Kombat has been as accessible as it's ever been. You know, but even like take something like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, even
accessibility/settings.
Even if they, you know, didn't have text-to-speech and things, like the mechanics of fighting games, blind people have been playing fighting games for years and years. And I'm not discounting, like, I love Mortal Kombat 1. But, you know, this is not a very bare bones racing game. You know, this is like your hardcore simulation racer. And they've made it accessible no matter how you want to play. If you want to play with a lot of the assists on and kind of treat it with a little, you know, you can still drive freely, but with the assists, you know, it's a little bit more user friendly. It's not as punishing. But if you get good at it and you want to, you can play this thing, you know, little to no assists, and you can still play it totally via audio. And that's pretty incredible. Other developers really need to take notice. Other racing game developers really need to look at how this has been done, because it seems a little overwhelming at first, with all the little extra sound effects that you get, but it actually works really well. You know, I started playing with most of the assists on. I backed off on a couple of them since. But once I kind of got the hang of, like, I'm using a combination of my usable vision, but I'm relying a lot on the actual sound effects, the blind drive assist modes, because even visually, like, the graphics are really good, and with the sun glare, the different weather effects, different things like that, it can actually be hard even for me to kind of see, because again, especially during like a
accessibility/settings.
during like like a sunset, or you get really bad glare in your eyes, or, you know, you get fog or low visibility for whatever reason, the audio comes in really handy. And I have tried playing with my eyes closed a little bit. I will show you a little bit of everything. So before I go any further, if you want a full, very comprehensive rundown, I will put a link in the description below. Huge shout out to Brandon Cole, Super Blind Man. He was one of the main consultants for blind accessibility on this game, and yeah, I think he did a really good job, because there's things in here, especially even with the text to speech, with the screen narration, that I think are really cool. So we're going to, before we go into race, I'm not going to go into all the settings. If you want to see that deep dive, go watch the video, his video, that I'm going to put a link in the description to, because he goes through literally almost all of them. And trust me, there are a lot of them. And like I said, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but take your time, go through them, and I would encourage people not to rush through. Explore all the accessibility features, explore the settings, so you know what's there, because they've accounted for a lot. So let's go into accessibility here.
Settings, accessibility, visual, world colorblind filter, off.
So here's some accessibility. Colorblind.
UI colorblind mode, off.
We've got UI colorblind features.
UI increased contrast, on. This increases the difference.
I turn that on, increase contrast.
And can help users with visual impairments use color to distinguish UI elements. Moving backgrounds, on. By default, movement from some scenes, like gameplay or cinematics, will be seen behind menus. Turn this off to reduce motion and make these menus more readable.
Yep, so you can totally do that.
HUD contrast mode, on. Changes the contrast of HUD elements.
HUD contrast, high contrast there.
HUD text scaling, on. This increases the size of the text for the UI while you are in a race.
Now you notice that it is reading the tooltips on the side, which is great. But as you'll see when we get more into the narration stuff down below, one thing that I very, very much appreciate is you can literally customize how little or how much you want to hear. There's kind of like I forget what it's actually called, but it's like almost like an efficiency reading mode where it's not going to tell you like option 1 of 12 button blah blah blah. Like it's just, it keeps just announcing every little piddly detail. Sometimes you might want that, but a lot of times, especially if you're an experienced screen reader user or you've been around the block a few times with like even how game interfaces work, a lot of times you don't really want that. I want to hear what the option is, and I want to hear the value, and then maybe I want to hear the description. In addition to that, there's a option to where I can I can move left and right on the right analog stick, and I can go through, like for really long descriptions on the right hand side. This is a short one, but for long descriptions of a feature where they're detailing what all the settings are, you can go through them chunk by chunk, which is a hugely helpful feature. Instead of just having to listen to the whole thing just spewed out at you all at once, you can go, like I said, left and right, and you can go section by section. That is a killer feature. I would love to see many more games. I'd love to see all games that have screen narration have that sort of feature. Especially like, when you're looking at like a Diablo or something, or where you've got a whole bunch of stats, and it's just spewing off numbers, in a bunch of numbers in a row, you kind of want to digest that line by line.
Y button reset to default.
So let's go down again.
Menu text size, largest.
So we crank that up,
Inputs to navigate the
which is not bad. It's a little...
Text will scale based on your preferred text size. When selecting the larger or largest option, smaller text will scale to meet a minimum size, so it is easier to see, while some larger text may not scale any higher.
Yeah, so some text gets larger. The text on the right-hand side, I don't know if it's like the font. Like, it's decently large, but the font, it almost seems like a little narrow. I don't know, there's something that makes it a little bit, like I can read it, but even with the text size, there's something about it that is a little interesting for me. I could probably have it even a little bit bigger, or even a different face that maybe is a little bit, like I said, it's not really that it's narrow. I don't really know how to describe it. It is still pretty clear. But again, I'm just relying exclusively, even as a low vision player here, on the menu narration. I absolutely love it.
Subtitles on.
So we got subtitle options.
Subtitles text size 30.
Text size.
Of the text for subtitles.
Now speaking of
group, right bumper next group, Y button reset to default.
Speaking of deaf and hard of hearing, I know they patched in on the latest Forza Horizon game. They had a sign language option. So they had for all the dialogue, character dialogue in the game, they added ASL, and that is currently not in the Forza Motorsport. And I think the reason they maybe did it more for the Horizon games is because it's a lot more focused on actual people talking, conversations between your driver and, like, the people of the festivals and things. Whereas this, yes, there is talking, there is like human narration for some of the intro videos and stuff, but it's it is subtitled. It's not conversational. It's just like, oh, let's do a quick blurb about a car or a location or whatever. Would they add it in the future? I don't know, maybe. But I've heard both sides of it. Of some people really wish it had it, and some people are like, well, it's based on the type of game that this is compared to Horizon, it's not as big a deal. But I'll leave that for your guys' interpretation.
Background opacity 100.
Got some background opacity for subtitles.
Screen narrator.
Here we go. Here's where the good stuff starts.
Left bumper previous
narrator.
Right screen narrator voice. Microsoft David. Choose a voice for screen narration.
We can choose between a lot of the narrator voices, so there's multiple voices. We can change
screen narrator volume 100.
Volume separately, which is narration. Awesome.
Screen narrator speed 60. Adjust the speed of screen narration. 56. 55.
I'll slow it down just a tad for you guys here. I might have had it a little bit fast.
Screen narrator pitch 50. Adjust the pitch of screen narration.
And you can do the pitch. So again, if your hearing register, you can hear a certain voice at a higher, lower range, you have that option. I love the flexibility of multiple voices, speed, volume, pitch. Those should be, if you're going to do narration, add as many of these as you can, because we will very much appreciate it.
Read control type off. Set whether or not to read the type of the focused UI element, such as button, slider, or value selector.
See, I forget what the mode is. Hopefully we'll see it here soon.
Read list position, no.
So read list position, so 10 of 12 or 3 of 8.
No. Read group selected, never. Use right thumbstick.
Read group, you can turn that on and off.
Read option selected, never.
Literally saying the word option or
read value selected,
value.
Never. Read button hints. When different
button hints.
Read button hints delay, 0. In race activity feed, player joins lobby, on. A notification appears in the activity feed when a remote player joins the session.
Now you get a whole bunch of options you can turn on and off about status effects, or status updates. So multiplayer options, or even when you're doing a single player race, you can hear upcoming turns, almost like you have a rally racing co-pilot with you. It's just like that almost. But then you can hear segment times, lap times, any like objectives. So like if you're doing like a practice race to qualify, it'll say, oh, make you have to complete three laps for this practice race, and ultimately like optional objective, you want to get a lap time under 2 minutes and 8 seconds, let's say. So all of that stuff will read, and you can turn that on or off. Let's just go through the list here.
Quick chat, any. A note of personal best, on. Segment score, on.
There's your segment score.
Car level up, on. A notification. XP gained, on. Tire and fuel wear, on. A lap skipped, on. Race penalties, any. Disqualifications, any. Audio description, on. Audio description dialogue details on-screen action for supported cinematic moments.
Yes, there is audio description in yet another game this year. We've had it in The Last of Us Remastered. We had it in Mortal Kombat. And now we have it in Forza. Spider-Man is supposed to get it in a December update later this year. So, man, blind gamers are eating good this year, man. Wow. This is just so cool.
Audio description volume 100.
Separate volume for audio description? Heck yeah.
Speech to text default. Transcribe voice chat to on-screen text.
Right, so you have text to speech and speech to text for voice chat.
Default. Blind driving assists. Car-to-car collisions off. Disabling this turns off car-to-car collisions in single-player events. Collisions with track objects still occur regardless of setting.
So right now I have that off for single player. Now you cannot have that off in multiplayer. there's going to be collisions. So eventually, if you do want to play online, you will have to start to learn how to navigate around other cars. Remember when I covered Forza Horizon 5, I think it was, it kind of just felt like it had the blind assist in there, but it was pretty much okay, it's going to follow the line, hold down the right trigger, and that's kind of what you hit. You could steer a little bit, but you really didn't have that much agency in controlling your car. I mean, it kind of just felt like you're just holding down a button and the game is largely playing itself. Oh, no, 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 no. We have far past that. We have far graduated past that, and no, you can have a lot of assists on, as I said, but you can make this as painfully difficult as you wish, and it works.
Steering guide, on. Use right thumbstick horizontal inputs to navigate the following text by chapters. The steering guide pans the engine and tire audio toward the nearest point on the suggested line. The direction of sound tells the player what direction
So
to
that's
steer
cool.
in. By default, the car audio pans toward the recommended steering direction. This can be inverted with the invert steering guide option. Note, the suggested line is an ideal path along the track, taking into account braking time, acceleration, turn intensity, and so on. This line is often very close to the track limits, especially leading up to and during turns. Left bumper previous group, right bumper next group,
So
Y button reset to default, B button close, left
I
stick
let
button audio cue commentary, right stick button audio cue preview.
I let this particular item play out fully because this is why I encourage you to read through these options and their descriptions, because this is really cool. So let's say that you have to take a right corner, right curve. Your engine sound will actually kind of pan to the right to say, hey, it's almost like a pace car where it's like guiding you, hey, follow me. And it will follow the driving line, which is a visual line that's been in the Forza series since I think like Forza 2 or 3. I think the original game didn't have it much, or the first one or two didn't have it. But it's been in the series for a long time, both the Forza and the Horizon series. So, and that's the other thing that they said is you don't have to stick exclusively to the line. If you're familiar with your car and the track, you want to use the line as a guide, but maybe if you're like, oh, I know that I can take this a little sharper, or I might want to take this corner a little bit wider than the line suggests. So it's ultimately kind of, it's a guide, but again, you have the freedom just like a sighted player would now. So that's amazing. Now you also notice it said I can click either the left stick for a human narrated description, which I will do.
The steering guide is one of the most important directional cues, designed to point you towards the suggested racing line, which is the fastest way around the track. It's important to note that the racing line will often take you to the very edge of the asphalt, and sometimes slightly beyond, as it points you to the quickest path through a turn. As you drive away from the line, you will hear the sound of your engine and tires pan left or right. Try to bring the car audio back to the center by making steering adjustments in the correct direction.
Yep, any audio
By
gamer
default,
should be familiar
you
with
should
this.
turn towards the sound of the car, as if you were following it around the track.
Yep.
However, if you would rather it feel like you are pulling the car back on track, you can easily flip the panning with the invert steering guide setting.
So now I can click the right stick and you'll hear an example. So it's panning to the left, so it's like, hey, follow me to the left. I'll do it again. And this is the cool thing. Instead of having like a separate audio glossary, the audio glossary is built right into the settings. So as we get
Left
to these
bumper
other
previous group,
audio
right bumper next
cues,
group, Y button reset to default, B button close, left stick button audio cue commentary, right stick button audio cue preview.
so as we go through some of these, I'm not gonna have it read all of them, but I will click the right stick and let you hear what some of the sound effects are.
Invert steering guide panning. Steering guide look ahead offset, 50. The steering guide looks ahead along on the track to give the driver time to react
That
to
is another
oncoming
one you
turns.
really want to pay
Adjusting
attention
this value
to.
changes how far along the track the system is checking.
I
Higher
might play
values
with
give
this
the driver
later
more
too.
Player engine volume, 100.
So we got
Use right thumbstick, tire volume, 100. Turn navigation, on. Use right thumbstick horizontal inputs to navigate the following text by chapters. Turn navigation dialog announces upcoming turn direction and severity.
Right 1 long.
Turn severity is
so it's
rated
got that
Right 6 into
same.
right 2 long.
when 2 or more turns.
Right hairpin long.
I'm clicking it repeatedly, and she gives different examples. That's your rally call out, and it's the same lady that is doing the description of these things, but she's kind of your co-pilot.
Turn navigation dialog volume, 100. Adjust the volume
So-
of turn navigation dialog.
So here's your turn navigation.
Left hairpin.
Turn cues, on. Use right thumbstick horizontal
Check this
inputs
out.
to navigate. Turn cues inform the driver of their distance to an approaching turn, their progression through that turn, and when they have safely exited the turn. When approaching a turn, during a turn.
Okay, I was trying to get it to shut up. So I just flicked to the right here. So this is really important. So when you're turning, you're going to hear a lead up warning, and then you're going to hear the actual turn sound. So let me click the right stick. So the first set was it's like, hey, we're warning you, going up in pitch, you better slow down, we got a corner here. And then when it switches to the new sound effect, right here, and then you see when that last one raises in pitch, that means you're kind of exiting the corner, and you can kind of start to speed up. You can lay on the throttle a little bit more again.
Turn cue volume, 1. Turn cue pitch, 50.
So we can
Adjust
do
the pitch of
pitch
turn
and
cues.
volume.
AI takeover cues, on. AI takeover cues notify the driver when the car becomes controlled by the AI and when that control is released.
That's what that sounds like.
AI takeover cue volume. AI takeover cue pitch. Deceleration cue, on.
This is telling you,
Use right
hey,
thumbstick
slow down, you're
horizontal
coming up
inputs
to a
navigate
corner.
the deceleration cues increase in playback rate and intensity to when the cue is.
Hush. So if I click it again, if it is beeping really fast, you better lay on that brake because you're coming into a corner way too hot. So that's if you turn off or you lower some of the brake assists and things like that. You're going to want to pay a lot more attention to that if you have some of those assists low. But that's the cool thing, is you can turn those assists off if you want to, not be quite as guided. It's giving you the audio tools so that you can manually drive the car as much as you want.
Deceleration cue volume. Deceleration cue pitch, 50. Deceleration cue look ahead offset, 50.
So you can change the
deceleration cues
offset
look
for
ahead
that.
along
That's
the
a
track to
good
give the
thing.
track limit cues, on. Use right thumbstick or track limit cue volume, 100. Track limit cue pitch, 50. Gear indicator cues.
So if you want to do a manual
Use right thumbstick
transmission, you
horizontal inputs
can.
to shift up cues, shift up cue pitch, shift down cues.
And I'm totally
on.
not going to do that
Shift
because
down cue
I'm
volume,
going to be an automatic
100.
for sure.
Shift down cue pitch, wrong way cues, on. Wrong way cues play when the car is facing the
So
wrong
there's
direction.
your wrong way. There's that noise. If you're going the wrong way, if you get spun around and you get confused, there's your sound for that.
Wrong way cue wrong way cue pitch. Time limits. Quick chat visibility. Incoming quick chat visibility, 5 seconds. This determines how long quick chat
And look
messages
at how
from other
that
players are
is.
gameplay and HUD, instrumentation, accessibility, driving assists, driving
Now
assists,
here's your driving
global
assist
presets,
menu. I'll just go
suggested
through
line,
these quick.
Global assists presets, custom, sets all of the
So I've got a
driving assists
custom.
suggested line, full.
I have
Use
the
right
line on
thumbstick
at all
horizontal inputs
times.
to braking only, off.
Hush.
Drivers must left bumper previous group, right bumper next group, Y button reset to default, B button close.
So I do want to mention, because I'm covering accessibility for both blind and low vision here. What I will say is I love having the line on, and there's even some ribbons you can put on the side of the track to know what is actually considered out of bounds. But I would say I wish there was some other visual customization options for the driving line, because again, with the texture of the road, and if you have like a wet road and it's all shiny, and you've got weather effects, you've got sun glare, bloom lighting, it can oftentimes be really hard um, to see that driving line. And so I wish there was like a high contrast driving line option where I could either, it has a set high contrast that'll work with all tracks, or that you could customize either the color, the intensity, or just something to make that stand out a little bit more, because that is where the audio cues really do come in handy, even for low vision. It can be hard to see.
Braking, partially assisted.
So I've turned it to partially. I don't have full assists on. I turned that down.
Throttle, unassisted. Use right thumbstick horizontal inputs.
Throttle, I have full control. It's not going to guide me.
Not needing to slow down for a corner. Unassisted.
So yeah, it is not going to guide me at all. Like, I mean, I'll get a little bit of brake assist to know that I should slow down, but I'm kind of in the middle right here. So if I take a corner too fast, I can easily go off course.
Steering, partially assisted.
And again, partially assisted. There's also fully assisted or off.
Allow manual steering into pit. On. Use right thumbstick horizontal.
So this is a cool thing if you're doing a pit. So I'm just flicking to make it be quiet. You can basically hit the, I forget what you call it, basically to the left of the Xbox button. When you're on a per lap basis, you hit that button, and if you're on track, you don't have to be right near the pit, but it says, oh, this lap you want to go pit. Maybe you want to change your tires or refuel. It'll just, once you get close enough, the AI will take over and it'll pull you into the pit if you tell it to. So that's the option you can turn on.
Traction control on.
Traction control, that does help.
Stability control.
Stability, so those are a couple of assists that I do like to have.
Shifting, automatic.
Shifting, definitely auto. I don't want manual.
Additional assists, pit entry assist / reset to track, context sensitive.
So pit assist, there we get more options for that.
Track limits, on. Choose when to display. Track limit style, ribbon.
Again, I just got to get through some of these here. So there we go.
Accessibility. Gameplay and HUD.
We have gameplay and HUD.
Mirror, on.
So this is more visual stuff.
Lap time, position, score, and pit stops. Speedometer, analog, map, rotating, damage, fuel, and tire, conditional.
So these are all things we can turn on and off.
Car progression, on. Delta bar, off. Wrong way warning, on. Display.
So we have our audio wrong way warning, and we have a visual.
Mini leaderboard, multiplayer, show interval, units, default, change between SI, metric, or US.
Yeah,
Imperial,
so let's just
audio, sound mixer,
tons of audio sliders. Check this out.
Voiceover, master output, 100. Voiceover, 100. Voice chat, 100. Music, 80. Adjust the volume.
I turn that down a bit.
SFX, 100. Player engine, 100. Tire, 100. Opponent car, 100. Impacts, 100. Environments, 100. HUD, 100. UI, 100. Other, microphone, off. Controls whether other players
enough volume controls for you?
Basic video, benchmark.
So we got our video settings, advanced video,
video calibration, controller, advanced
and we got control options here.
Default layout 1. Select which advanced controller.
So we got all like dead zones and sensitivities and just tons of stuff here.
To navigate the following text, keyboard, advanced controller
keyboard
options,
bindings
language, English,
on the PC version.
extras, team credits.
And there
Here
we
you can view
go.
Confirm save, and apply. Revert.
I'm going to revert because I don't think I changed anything, but if I did.
A button play. X button accessibility.
So again, I breezed through some of this. If you want even more detail and a full description, watch Brandon's video, link in the description below. Let's race some freaking cars, man. Let's I'll show you how some of this stuff works.
Welcome center, main menu. A button select, B button main menu.
So we got okay, welcome center.
Message center notifications, 4. Main menu. A button go to main menu. Column 3, new featured rivals. Set your column 2. Play the track tour, race iconic track cars, celebrate track icons, and earn the Acura number 6ARX05 by completing all series within the track tour.
Okay.
Column 1, welcome to Forza Motorsport, helpful resources to get started. This is the Welcome Center. Here you will find live events currently active in Forza Motorsport. A button select. Column 2, jump into multiplayer. Column 3, See what's new in the showroom, discover the latest cars and discounts, expand your garage with incredible new cars from the showroom. Column 1, welcome to Forza Motorsport, October 5th, 2023, helpful resources to get started, okay. Use right thumbstick horizontal inputs to navigate the following text by chapters. This is the Welcome Center. You can also report any bugs or issues you encounter, A button select. Column 1, welcome to Forza Motorsport. Column 2, play the track, main menu. A button go to main menu, home, BGFH, credits 400.
Okay, so here's our main menu.
Race. Cars.
We can go to race, of course. Cars. This is where we can go buy new cars, or we can see what's in our current garage, what we've purchased or been awarded. We can change our driver, and this is cool. Let me go into driver really quick.
Customization, suit, diagonals blue, electric blue racing suit and white helmet with black and lime diagonals pattern. Left diagonals purple, black, minimalist black, white racing suit and helmet with black and teal accents.
So you can even choose. It tells you like, hey, I like blue or I like red.
Suit, diagonals dark blue.
You can customize and know what your character looks like.
What's new? Race. Cars. Driver.
Let's go into cars as well here. So we can buy cars.
My cars.
Let's look at my cars. Let's see what we got here.
Cars you own.
My cars. BGFH. Credits 497,650. Level 7.
I bought a Corvette last night, so I spent some money.
Audi. Acura.
So I've got an Acura.
2018 Acura. Audi.
I got an Audi apparently.
BMW. Car column
Ooh,
3.
BMW, okay.
2020 BRM. Car column 4.
Ooh.
Car. 1974 BRM number 14 T model P201. Car level 1. Your BRM. Chevrolet. Car column 5. New car. 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
Yeah.
Car, new car. 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Coupe Forza Edition. Car level 1. Your Chevrolet discount 0%.
So if I go left and right, it goes by manufacturer, and then up and down, it goes by the actual car. And this is how the store part works when I buy cars too.
Car column 6. New car. 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Coupe. Car level 1. Ford. Car column 7. New car. 2014 Ford number 17 AMD Tuning Focus ST-BTC. Hyundai. Car column 8.
Got a Hyundai.
2019 Hyundai Veloster and Forza Edition. Car level 18. Your Hyundai discount.
Oh, okay. This is the one I've been racing with quite a bit. So at any time, I can hit Y.
Value. Price 60,000. Drive type. FWD. PI. 600. Car class. B. Speed. 3.6. Braking. 4.0. Handling. 3.7. Acceleration. 3.5. Left bumper previous group. Right bumper next.
It gives me.
B button jump to tab. Menu button filter. X button sort. Y button more details. B button back. A button select.
So it gives me all of my details. You have, and what is it? RWD, that's rear wheel drive. You have FWD, front wheel drive, and then all wheel drive. Your PI is it's like a ranking. You have to be to do certain races and events. Your car has to be in a certain spec. So you have like A class, B class, and they go by this PI rating. And then you have, of course, your rating separately for like your speed, acceleration, handling, and the parts that you can, again, all the menus are narrated. So if you know anything about mechanics, I'm thinking about a friend of mine who knows a hell of a lot more about cars than I do. He knows what these parts mean and what they are and what would be better. He could go in there and play with the parts, and you could even play with the tuning. Yeah, you're gonna want to get this game, Harry. Come on, you wanna. But yeah, like you can customize all that too. So if you want to tune your car just the way you want it, and what's cool is for people like me, the plebs who don't know a lot about cars, I can just be like, you know what, I can do like an auto tune thing, and it'll just be like, okay, we'll give you the parts that will give you kind of the best bang for your buck for an average. It's not going to be really high end acceleration or speed, but it'll kind of be down the middle, so it'll get you close.
Drive type FWD PI.
So
Mercedes AMG.
I got a Mercedes.
Oldsmobile. Car
Got
column
an
10.
Olds. So I think some of these were pre-order bonuses,
Porsche.
or
Car column 11.
the premium.
Car column 12.
I got a couple
Car column 11.
Porsches.
Car column Subaru. Car column 13. New car. 2009
I wanted that
Subaru
car to be
CS209
better.
Force
This
Edition.
thing handles
Car
like,
level,
well, it
1.
handles okay,
Your
but the
Subaru
acceleration is
discount, 0%,
ass.
0 slash, car column 14, new car.
I don't like the
2018
acceleration on that
Subaru number 1
Subaru.
Adrian, Toyota, car, Vauxhall,
What Toyota do I
car
have?
column 15, new car. 2020 Toyota GR Supra, car level, 1.
Okay.
Your Vauxhall, car column 16, new car. 2017 Vauxhall
So
number
let's
6,
back out
cars,
here.
BGFH, credits
So
497,650,
one other thing that I will mention,
level 7, prestige rank 0, my cars. X
But-
button view car, B button back, A button select.
before we get into the races, so this is kind of a controversial change that they made to the Forza Motorsport this year. You don't just like, you know, earn points or money and buy cars and parts and everything. Each car, the game is trying to incentivize you to, you know, not bounce between cars constantly. Like, find a car you really like in a certain class, do some events, and each time, like, everything you do, whether it's a practice race, an actual race, a tournament, you know, a series, you will earn driver points. You're a driver level, but each car that you take, everything that you do from getting best lap times, good track segments, clean races, just anything that you do will give you CP or car points, and then you're rewarded for the longer you drive and the better you do with your car. You will level up, and as you level up, then you will get more parts and customization options. So like that one car, I was like, what, level 18 already with that car? So I've unlocked a lot of parts and customizations for that vehicle, but let's go ahead and let's go race.
My cars, buy cars, cars, race, career, build your legacy, build, featured multiplayer, overcome the free play, any car, any track, the fastest way to get on track. The only place where you set all the rules. Rivals, target your next challenge, just you, the track, and the ghost of the next best driver. Post
Okay.
your best lap on each private multiplayer, custom events.
Private
company,
multiplayer, that's
play with
great
your
if we
friends
get
in
some
7
bunch
days.
of blind and low
Includes
vision
many
players
options from free
together.
play, feature, career, build your legacy.
So let's go into
build,
career.
loading.
This is where I was last night.
Tours of Motorsport, Builders Cup, Practical Performance Series completed, 5 events, first place trophy.
Yay!
Left
I got a
previous
gold
group,
trophy
right
on
bumper
that.
next group, B but 1, Modern Tour. Enthusiast Tour. Power Tour. Legacy Tour. Open Class Tour.
So those are all the tours that I can
1,
get.
Modern Tour. Practical Performance Series completed, 5 events.
So I did the
first place
private.
trophy. Build for Sport, next event. Practical Performance Series completed, 5 events.
Let me check
First,
something
replay
here.
Series. Would you like to replay?
No, I would
Practical
not.
Performance Build for Sport, next event. Silverstone International. Event
Okay,
106.
so here is my next series. And okay, we're gonna here's some audio,
Every
probably
year,
audio description
manufacturers
too.
set out to build a car of the moment that defines who they are. Cars that are nimble, well engineered, with a futuristic design aesthetic. Not exclusive automotive fantasies, desirable, attainable. Each offering a welcome invitation for a motivated, hard-driving enthusiast to get in, buckle up, and then define who they are at the absolute limit on the racetrack.
Some nice looking cars. Okay. So there's your intro for that category.
Car column 9, 2020 Toyota GR Supra, owned, 1. Left bumper previous group.
So do I want a
View button, jump to
Toyota?
tab.
I've got two
Menu
cars
button,
I can
builder.
pick
X
from.
button sort. Y button C. Porsche. Car column 8, 2018 Porsche 718 Cayman
Ooh,
GTS.
do I want...
Cost, Toyota. Car column 9.
Wait,
Porsche. Car column 8, 2018 Porsche 718 Cayman GTS. Cost, 115,000.
Ooh,
Your Porsche
that's
discount,
an expensive.
0%. 0
let me bring up
max
the
level.
stats for
Price,
this.
Price 115,000. Drive type, RWD. PI,
Rear wheel.
608. Car class, A. Speed, 5.1. Braking, 3.0. Handling, 2.9. Acceleration, 4.5. Left
Okay,
bumper
it's got
previous
good
group.
acceleration.
Right bumper next group. View button jump to tab.
The
Menu
handling
button
is kind of
X
crap.
buttons. Toyota, car column 9, 2020 Toyota GR Supra, owned, 1. Price 90,000. Drive type, RWD, PI, 578, car class, B, speed, 4.0, braking, 3.1, handling, 3.2, acceleration, 4.0, your Toyota discount, 0%.
What was the
Zero,
what
Porsche,
was the acceleration
car
on the
column
Porsche?
2018 Porsche 718 Cayman GTS, cost, 115,000, price 115,000, drive type, RWD, PI, 608, car class, A, speed, 5.1, braking, 3.0, handling, 2.9, acceleration, 4.5, your Porsche discount, 0%.
I'm gonna go with the car that I already own
Car
for
column nine,
now because I want to
2020
earn some
Toyota
more
DR
money.
Drive type, RWD, PI, 578, car class, B, owned car, you already own this car. Buy car, select car,
Let's select my car
select
because I
car,
don't want to.
Toyota, car column 2, current car, 2020 Toyota GR Supra, changing car, loading, built for sport, next event, Silverstone Racing Circuit, International Circuit, difficulty, rule set, club rules, opponent difficulty, 1, limit, PI, 700, car class, A, race length, short, weather, 58 degrees Fahrenheit, clear, continue.
Okay.
Menu button difficulty,
Get a little
B
track
button restart
condition
series,
there.
Y button series, upgrade and tune, current performance, 578.
Let's go ahead and
event,
upgrade that
shop,
with what
GR
I've
Supra,
got.
car level, calculate, confirm upgrades, acceleration, previous, 4.0, new, 4.3, increased, speed, previous, 4.0, new, 4.4, increased, handling, previous, 3.2, new, 3.2, increased,
Okay.
braking, previous, 3.1, new, 3.1, increased, performance, upgrade shop.
So I did my auto
Car level,
upgrade.
1,
There we
current
go.
upgrade and tuning.
So I can do. I'm not even going to bother with tuning because I have no idea.
Tip, setup manager, load, and share your own saved setup, or find one made by the community to suit your needs.
That's cool.
A
You
button, then
can
select.
share
A button,
in
select.
setups and tunings.
Continue.
That's
Built for
crazy.
sport.
And let's
1-6.
go ahead and
Practice.
race.
Time of day 6 p.m. Loading.
Okay, time of day 6 p.m. So each time when you enter a race, you have to do a practice race first, and then you do the real race with opponents. So the practice race will be.
Sky graces the track.
Silverstone Racing Circuit.
There's your audio
International
description.
Circuit. A button skip.
Experiment with braking deeper and deeper into the corners to create opportunities to overtake and lower your lap times. Get after it.
Built for sport. 1-6. Practice. Start practice.
All right, let's start practice.
The perfect weather continues as your car steers out of your pit box.
Just seamless. And here we go. We're going to do a rolling start on practices.
Loading. Required. Complete 3 laps. Bonus. Complete a lap in 1:32.10 or faster.
Now I'm going to pause it here for a second.
Pause menu. Resume.
What I
Y button,
noticed on the
driver list.
rolling
B button
start,
back. A button select.
the first corner, you kind of got to be careful, and this is something I'm hoping that they'll fix soon. When you're doing a regular race and you're starting from, when you're starting a race stopped, everything reads fine, but like for the first corner or so, if you do a rolling start, it really doesn't, the lady doesn't call out the first turn or two. So you got to be, especially if there's a corner right ahead of you like on this track, it was pretty close to the beginning. You kind of got to be really aware with that. So be a little cautious on rolling start practices until they fix this. Because it doesn't really give you much of a heads up. And I've careened off track a few times because of that. So just a little warning that might be patched later, but that's something that I think that they should kind of address more, is giving you a little bit of...
Required. Complete 3 laps. Bonus.
Okay,
Complete
we
a lap in 1:32.10 or faster.
So you hear the engine panning. Now that beep, that means I'm really close to the left side of the road. The left side of the road is on...
Right 3.
Okay, that's a medium turn.
Left 5.
Let me pause it one more
Pause
time.
menu. Resume.
So
Y button driver list. B button back. A button select.
your corners are ranked from like 1 to 6. 1 is a very sharp turn. 6 is a very easy turn, and hairpins are called out separately. They're their own beast because they're almost like a Yui. you're just making a horseshoe shape. So that is, that's when she's calling out what the number is. So it gives you an idea of how wicked of a turn you're coming up to. That can kind of help you decide how much do you really want to slow down if you're not using as much of the assists. And again, listen to the, you have the beeps for the side of the road, but then you also have the different type of beeps for your turn indication. You have your 3 warning beeps, and then your 3 or more, depending on the series of turns, actual turn beeps. So I'll try to call these out, and then I'm going to shut up and just race for a while and let you guys kind of listen. And again, remember to listen for the panning of the car noise. It's kind of telling you, hey, follow me a little bit more to the right or the left. And it's just something that you probably want to play with the assists on when you start, because you really want to learn the sounds, and then you can take some of the training wheels off. So let's go.
Right hairpin into left 4.
So there's our
Complete 3
hairpin.
laps. Bonus. Complete a lap in 1:32.10 or faster. Segment score 1.0.
So that was a crap score for a segment.
Right 1.
Sharp 1.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 2.2.
Right hairpin long.
Warning. It's telling me slow the heck down. That dink, that's my turn indicator.
Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 1.0.
It's telling me slow down, buddy.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 1.0. Last lap 1 minutes, 31.429 seconds.
Right 3.
Target lap time plus 250 CXP.
Okay, I did make my target time. I forgot what it was.
Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 1.0.
Right 1.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 4.4.
Right hairpin long.
Came in a little hot there.
Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 2.7.
It's telling me slow down, buddy. You got a hairpin coming up here. No! Okay, we didn't go off.
Segment score 1.0. Last lap 1 minutes, 27.079 seconds.
Right 3. Left 5. Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 1.0. Level up, 100 CP.
Yeah, leveled up my car.
Right 1.
Segment score 1.8.
Right hairpin long. Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 1.0. Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 1.0. Required objectives completed. Restart practice.
Alright, so I can hit right on my D-pad. It says I did my
Car turns in and
objectives.
stops in your pit.
So I completed my practice run, my qualifier times.
Loading.
So a few other terms I want to
Score.
mention.
1/6. Race. Go to race. Y button driver list. A button select.
So before we go in here, a few other terms I got to try to remember to mention. You have like a clean lap, a dirty lap. A dirty lap is if your car gets 3 or 4 wheels off a track at any one time, you lose a time bonus, and so that's a dirty lap. If we had car collision on right now, if you start rubbing or banging against another car, which, admittedly, I'm used to arcade racers. I like to get in there and, be a little more aggressive. Yeah, they don't really take too kindly to that, so you kind of get penalized for that. And even you won't even qualify for some types of online events, I've heard, if you're a really aggressive racer like that. Again, you have your segment ratings, so you can go anywhere from 1.0. I think I've gotten a couple 9 somethings, and I haven't totally figured out how they rate that, because I've done a lot of corners where I'm like, that was a good segment, but it's still ranked really low. So it could be like have to do with your tuning, your handling. It's like how much speed can you get in around a corner, how well do you follow the line. I don't really concern myself too much with ranking. I just want to get my optimal lap times. Now when we go into race here,
Event. Go to race.
we can choose where we want to start. We have 24 racers total, and of course you get a bigger bonus if you start further back in the pack and you win. So let's see based on how I did.
Grid position 12. Your projected finish is first. Position bonus 1,450. Maximum payout
Okay.
1,550.
So there's my maximum. Okay, so let's say it's estimating that based on that I should be able to get first.
Grid position 15. Your projected finish is first. Position. Grid position 17. Your projected finish is first. Position bonus 2,000. Grid position 18. Your projected finish is first. Position bonus 2,000.
Let's try 18 just to start.
Maximum payout 2,000. Loading.
That should give me some nice bonus.
Clear weather surrounds the driver standing near the start/finish line.
Silverstone Racing Circuit. A button skip.
All the cars are lined up.
Driver list. Go race. Driver.
Let's do it.
9237. Car model 700.
And I love that it pulls in people from your friends list as drivatars. So that's cool. Or else it's just randos. Go!
Right 3. Left 5. Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 1.0. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake
I'm
plus
passing
10 CXP.
cars. Ugh. I hate hairpins.
Right 1.
Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Segment score 1.0.
Right hairpin long.
Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 4.8. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Dang it, they passed me again.
Segment score 1.0. Last lap 0 1 minutes, 26.933 seconds.
Right 3.
Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Left 5.
Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 3.4. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Right 1.
Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Segment score 5.8. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Right hairpin long.
Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 5.1.
Slow down, buddy.
CXP. Segment score 3.6. Last lap 0 1 minutes, 22.154 seconds.
Right 3.
Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Left 5. Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 1.0. Overtake plus 10 CXP.
Right 1.
Segment score 3.6. Level up, 100 CP.
Yeah.
Right hairpin long. Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 6.1. Overtake plus 10 CXP. Segment score 1.0. Last lap 0 1 minutes, 24.314 seconds.
Right 3. 3 more.
Wow, this is a long one.
Overtake plus 10 CXP.
3 more
Right
laps.
hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 2.3.
I wish I could click the right
Right one.
stick or the left stick or something to know what place I'm in. That's what I would love to know.
Segment score 5.4.
Right hairpin long.
Yep, told me to slow down a bit.
Left 1 into right 1. Right 3.
Segment score 3.1. Press Y button to rewind.
Ah, I took that a little dirty.
Segment
I think
score
I cut it
1.0.
too. I think I cut it too tight.
Last lap 30 0 1 minutes, 21.887 seconds.
Right 3. Left 5. Right hairpin into left 4.
Segment score 1.0.
Let me pause it again. So you've heard me
Y button
drive a
driver
little
list.
bit so
B button
far.
back. E button select.
When you hear the side of the track, it doesn't mean like you're necessarily in danger, but you want to make sure that you're not going too fast if you want to, if you don't fly off the side of it. But that last corner where I ran that dirty lap, I kind of took a hard corner. I knew there was like this sharp left into, I think it was like a hairpin left and then like a right turn right after it. It's a tricky turn, and I think I cut that right one a little bit too sharp, and so I kind of did a little shortcut cheating a little bit there, just a tiny bit. What else? I'm trying to, like, as we finish this race here, I'm just trying to think of what else you should listen for. If she's calling out the corners, like I said, you're hearing the sounds, the engine panning, you're hearing the warning, and then the actual turn beeps, and then if you hear the really fast beeping, that's them telling me to, hey, slow down for those hairpins. But you see how it's reading everything that it really should. I do, like I said, unless I miss something, I wish there was a thing where I could either like click a stick and I could hear, it would be kind of neat to be like maybe click the left stick for your current speed, and maybe clicking the right stick could tell you your current place. Those two things would be helpful to know, especially the place would be helpful to know at any given time, on demand. But otherwise, it's really good. And I should mention, I am mostly playing just by audio. Like, I'm not even really looking at the screen. I should also mention, I think it's either L1 or R1 where you can switch between cockpit views. Like if you want I like to play with the hood cam.
B button back, A button select.
Because it's first person, like the driver view, but I don't like the in-cockpit view just because I like the way it looks, but there's too much of your screen taken up by the cockpit, and I want to be able to see more of the road. So I like the hood cam better and not having to see all my instruments. So that's you can do a couple of third-person views. There's a bumper cam, which is really crazy. But I've been rocking the hood cam and liking that for a lot of these games. So let's continue our race.
Right one.
Segment score 2.5.
Right hairpin long.
Yeah, it's saying slow down, that high-pitched beep.
Left one into right one. Right three.
Segment score 1.0.
Yeah, this corner up here is a mess. Left one to right one. That's the one where I cut it too close that time. And I had a dirty lap.
Segment score 1.6.
Oh, come on, it was better than that.
Last lap dirty 1 minutes, 27.60
Nuh-uh,
seconds.
how is that dirty?
Right three. Final lap. Left five. Right hairpin is left four.
Segment score 1.8.
Judging by the fact I'm not hearing many cars around me, I'm guessing I'm first.
Right one.
Segment score 4.6.
Right hairpin long. Left one into right one. Right three.
Segment score 6.2. Level up, 300 CP.
Ooh.
Segment score 2.7.
Is this my last lap or do I have one more?
Last lap 1
Aha!
22.8.
Yay! First place. Heck yeah.
Great work. We finished P1.
Event results, weather. Partly cloudy _W atmosphere. Track temperature 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Silverstone Racing Circuit, International Circuit. Track length 1.85 miles. Laps 6. Drivers 24 drivers in event. Y button driver list. A button continue. Position 1. Driver info. BGFH. Ultimate VIP. Driver level 7. Prestige rank. Car Toyota Super 20. PI. Position 2. Driver info. Cowgirls 9237. Position 3. Driver info. It's Nathan 627. Position 4. Driver info. Crappy Dogsy. Driver level.
So all these are randos.
Position 5. Driver info. Topper 919. Position 6. Driver info. Jesse. Driver level. Position 7. Driver info. Adriani's 360.
I just wanted to see
Driver
if there was
level.
anyone I knew.
Prestige Series standings. Built for sport. Modern Tour. Event 1 of 6. Third place it's Nathan 6279. Second place Cowgirls 9237. First place BGFH. A button continue.
Okay, now we're gonna get some rewards.
Place first. Driver level 7. Driver experience points 69,900 out of 70,000. Credits earned.
Ooh, almost leveled up.
19,950.
My
Credit
driver.
total 517,600. Car reward unlocked. Reach car level 2. Rim style unlocked for use on the Toyota Super 20. Next.
So you see, we're unlocking these items and customizations on each car as we level up. So it's not like a global leveling anymore. Again, they're encouraging you to, hey, find some cars you like and really stick with them for a while.
Reach car level 2. Tire width unlocked for use on the Toyota Super 20. Reach car level 4. Anti-sway bars unlocked for use on the Toyota Super 20. Race rewards. A button continue. Built for sport 2/6. Race continue. Build for sport.
We'll do the
2/6.
practice run
Race.
and then we'll wrap
Time
up
of
the
day 9
video
PM.
just so we can
Weather
see
partly
the...
cloudy. Race length 6 laps. Practice laps 3 laps. Track environment.
Okay,
Grand Oak
so it's
Raceway.
another
Track
6...
layout. National Circuit. Track
It's a
length,
6-lap
2.1
track.
and tune. Current performance.
Let's go ahead and
600.
upgrade again.
Shop. GR Supra. Calculate.
Let's do an
Confirm
auto
upgrades.
upgrade.
Acceleration. Previous. 4.3. New. 4.3. Increased. Speed. Previous. 4.4. New. 4.4. Handling. Previous. 3.2. New. 3.3. Increased.
Okay, a little
Braking.
better handling.
Previous. 3.1. New. 3.4. Increased.
Okay.
Performance. Previous. PI. 603.
Sure, why not?
Upgrade shop. GR Supra.
Okay.
Upgrade and tuning. Setup manage. Continue. Build for sport.
All right.
2/6.
We'll do a practice run here and... we'll wrap it up. And again, I am not going to look at the screen.
Under a starry sky, the teams prepare for the race.
Grand Oak Raceway. National Circuit. A button skip.
Your final turn here at Grand Oak, Gambler will test you, because if you're precise, you won't need to use any brake before you turn into it.
Build for sport.
Ah,
2/6.
interesting hint.
Practice. Start practice.
Interesting hint there.
Your car's headlights illuminate pit road ahead.
Loading. Dirty lap. Off track. Required. Complete 3 laps. Bonus. Complete a lap in 1:46.18 or faster.
Left 4 long. Right hairpin long.
Segment score 5.8.
Left hairpin long.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP.
Okay,
Segment
good.
score 2.6.
Left 1.
Press 1
Ah!
to rewind.
So let's do a rewind. I wanted to show you that anyway. I'll hit Y to rewind. Okay, it's done rewinding. So let's go ahead and take that corner a little better.
Bonus. Complete a lap in 1:46.18 or faster.
1. Left 2 long. Left 5.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 5.4. Segment score 2.0. Last lap 30:01 minutes, 36.970 seconds.
Left 4 long.
Target lap time plus 250 CXP.
Right hairpin long.
Segment score 5.1.
Left hairpin long.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 4.7.
Left 1.
Segment score 1.0.
Right 1. Left 2 long.
Ah,
Rewinding.
that was bad. Let me rewind that a little bit.
Rewind done.
And you can rewind a little bit more if you want. So that's kind of cool.
Rewind done.
And it helps you learn the track this way, you know?
Complete 3 laps. Bonus.
Okay, we're gonna go
Complete
in
a lap
not quite as
1:46.18
hot.
46.18 or faster.
Left 2 long. Left 5.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 5.9.
There we go. That was a nice
Segment score
corner.
3.2. Last lap 30:01 minutes, 36.469 seconds.
Left 4 long. Right hairpin long.
Segment score 2.3. Level up, 100 CP.
Yeah.
Left hairpin long.
Ah, that was bad.
Segment score 2.8.
Left 1.
This is the one I think where I always have trouble. I come into it too fast. There we go.
Segment score 1.1.
Right 1. Left 2 long. Left 5.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 6.0. Segment score 5.1. Required objectives completed. Restart practice, D-pad left. Finish practice, D-pad right. Loading. Dirty
Okay,
lap.
we got our practice done.
Your car drives up pit road to your pit box.
Loading.
And I know we did a lot of talking at the beginning and a lot of going through settings,
Sport,
but
2/6, race, go to race. Y button driver list, A button select.
I like I said, I will say that I think it was important to go through those accessibility features, at least a general overview, so you guys can see just how much customization is there not just with the screen narration, with the audio cues, with driving assists, with visual indicators and HUD, just loads and loads of customization. Like I said, it could be a little bit overwhelming, but I think as much as you want to just dive in and race, this is not just a quick, like, hey, hold the pedal to the floor arcade racer. This is a game that you're going to get a lot of replayability. Anything from, your driver assists, turning them on and off, or turning them lowered, lowering them over time, increasing your your opponent difficulty over time, all of those different types of things. And of course, I'm sure they're going to have new DLC tracks and things, again, if you want to play multiplayer. And again, this is something that, especially with the private matches, I think I saw somebody already on Twitter mentioning that they're wanting to try and get some blind and visually impaired players together for some races or something at some point. So again, just like your Cento Showdown Mortal Kombat tournaments, maybe we'll get a racing league going or something at some point. But yeah, I mean, this is so cool because it's not, this isn't just a short little racing game. This is Xbox's flagship racing game. I mean, this and the Horizon, but basically Forza. And I could see this again.
A button select.
Will probably come to the new Forza games. Now that they have figured out how to do the track navigation, even in open world, if it knows the routes you're supposed to take, it can still guide you through the corners and curves and whatnot you're supposed to take. So I only see good things coming from here, and especially with the the lady calling out the turns and everything, it really makes me want a Forza Rally game. I want a Forza Rally now, because I think it'd be really fun having not just like these tarmac tracks, but playing with this level of accessibility in a rally game, going over hills and curves and on mountain ledges and all kinds of crazy stuff. We need a Forza Rally or other, the Dirt series or whatever. Other games need to really take a close look at what Forza has done. So kudos to Turn 10 and Microsoft, and shout out again to Brandon for the racing, for consulting on the blind accessibility. I think they did a pretty dang good job. The only real problem I've seen or had so far is, again, those rolling starts, that first corner until you hit the actual starting line, because you start a little bit behind and then it'll start you at your lap, but it doesn't seem to really call out the first turn or so. And then I had a visual bug last night at the final race that I did, where I was looking at the screen and the track had gone all weird. Like, I pretty much had to use my audio driving, because like most of the track in front of me, the line was there, but the track literally disappeared. It was just this black void. And I finished the race, but it was all kinds of screwy, so I don't know what was up with that. But otherwise, it's been pretty rock solid. The only other tip I will say on PC, it seems like if you have the Malwarebytes program running in the background, turn that off, because every time I would go into the first race, the menus worked, the intros worked, but the moment I could take the wheel, the game would just stutter and then freeze and crash. And I didn't know what was going on. I updated the drivers. I made sure that, Windows was up to date, NVIDIA was up to date. And out on a whim, I was just looking up stuff, online, like what's causing this. And I thought, let's just try. The only other thing I really had running was Malwarebytes. I turned it off, and knock on wood, but it seems to be working perfectly fine ever since, except for that graphical glitch I had But that is Forza Motorsport, guys. A fully, people want, they said, I hear so many times online and on forums and social media that people want games with depth. They want, they don't want just text games or card games or whatever. Between Xbox, PC, and PlayStation this year, like I said, we've got Forza, we've got Mortal Kombat 1, we've got Stories of Blossom, Brock the Investigator, we've got, unfortunately, Spider-Man isn't going to be blind accessible out of the gate, but Insomniac already said that hopefully around December we should be getting more blind accessible, like screen narration, audio description, those types of features. So there's hope for that. But even 4 or 5 games in 1 year is far better than we've done before. And again, indie games, AAA games. And again, like I'm so impressed with between Diablo 4, Street Fighter to some extent. I still am really annoyed that it doesn't have menu narration, despite some of its other accessibility features. But again, I listed off a good half a dozen or better indie and AAA games, and these are meaty games. Again, they're not just a simple, make a choice kind of a game, or what a lot of people complain about. 2023 has been a great year. I'm recording this the Saturday right before the Game Accessibility Conference. I cannot wait to hear, because I think we're getting some sessions on some of these games, and of course like the Toby Doom mod. God, it's been a really good year, and it's only going to get better. That's the cool thing. If it's catching on this much this year, I'm just morbidly curious what 2024 is going to bring. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, right here on YouTube. Go buy some of these games. There are enough titles on all of these systems now. If you want to get an Xbox, you could play Diablo. You could play pretty much all of these games that I mentioned, except for The Last of Us. You could play pretty much most of them on an Xbox or a PC, if you got a decent PC. So go buy them, support these developers. And yeah, until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.